Assalamu alaikum. This is Ahmed Yashmi and Taysir Trabilsi introducing Let's Talk Show on Basmati Radio. On the technical engineering side, Anwar Awiyan. It's an idea of a group of students expressing freely their voices and opinions through the interaction of listeners on Let's Talk Show.
Well, we're going to talk about why youth are not very interested in volunteering in civil society. What are the reasons and solutions behind that? For that, we welcome our guests, Bilel Ayedi, studying in second year Masters of Translation in Manubis University. Welcome, Bilel. And Sara Lafi, studying first year in Preparatory Institute for Literary Studies and Social Sciences of Tunis. Welcome, Sara. So we're going to start with Sara, and I'm going to ask you some questions about volunteering and our topic today. What do you think about volunteering? How can we define volunteering in the first place, and what are the impacts of volunteer work in your life?
Volunteering is generally considered an altruistic activity and is intended to promote good or improve a human quality of life. In return, this activity can produce a feeling of self-worth and respect. There is no financial gain involved for the individual. Volunteering is also renowned for skill development, socialization, and fun.
So, for you, Mr. Bilal, what do you think of this huge number of Tunisians youth not volunteering?
Well, I think it is a great loss because we, Tunisian society, not only Tunisian society, all the Arab and Muslim society, we have a very young society. So this young society is one of our strong points. So we should be able to rely on them. We really should find out some solutions so we can attract young people to be interested, young people to volunteer.
Bilal, do you think that after the revolution, all we've seen that young people are having a very, very high spirit of volunteer works, like charity, why is that?
Well, in revolution days, we have seen a kind of phenomenon. It is a revolutionary spirit. We have seen young people defending their own neighborhoods. We have seen young people cleaning the streets. We have seen a lot of teamwork. This revolutionary spirit, unfortunately, has kind of died now. It no longer exists, or it exists just with a great, not like always. Mm-hmm. I think we have somehow to recreate this revolutionary spirit in order to make young people again interested in doing volunteer work.
Mm-hmm. Now moving to Sara, asking not the same question but another question. Do you think, Sara, that youth would not like to work as volunteers? What are the reasons for this?
I think that the principal cause of the reluctance of young people for volunteer work is the absence of sensitization, and because they don't know the real meaning of volunteering. They never taste the sweetness of the joy of helping others and participate in nation building. And probably because they cannot select a table to organize their lives so that punctuated the time dedicated to volunteer work.
Okay, Bilal and Sara, I heard two causes here, and can we discuss them? So those causes are sensibilizationship and the volunteering spirit. How can we discuss those causes?
Yes, I think well, if you analyze volunteer work, why would anybody, leave their comfort spot at home and go do whatever they're gonna do, volunteer or whatever? Well, we have in Islam, we have values urging to volunteer. God rewards those who help who help others. Mm-hmm. Yes, but also I think there is another reason. Well, this reason is the main motivation that makes people volunteer with consistency. You know, I think this reason is the main reason that makes, for example, a guitar player spend all that money, all that time on his guitar, on his instrument. The same reason that makes a football fan spend all that time and going to encourage their favorite teams. I think that reason is passion. You need to have passion.
Love what to do.
Yes, you need to love what you do.
Exactly.
If you love what you do, you're gonna do it well. You're gonna do it perfectly. You're gonna do it consistently. I think passion of loving what you are doing is a very important reason, and we have to recreate this passion, this revolutionary spirit that I talked about.
Yeah. Do you think, Bilel, that that's what youth lack? Passion?
I think that is something that can attract them. You know, that it's among the reasons, that among the things that can attract young people and make them interested in doing whatever they have to do. You know.
Can we say it's a kind of culture? A culture of the whole people, I guess.
It's something shared worldwide, not only Tunisia. You know, everybody on the whole world who are volunteering consistently must really love what they're doing. While they're volunteering, they should be really enjoying, though it may be really exhausting, but they might enjoy. They are enjoying what they're doing. I think loving what you're doing is very essential for consistent volunteering.
Besides to that, Bilel, what makes you disinterested in volunteering?
Yes.
Besides passion, I know.
Besides passion, okay. Well, I think one other reason that makes young people disinterested is that there is some kind of a mentality, there is some kind of negative thinking that you think, well, I'm not gonna add anything to that work. There are already qualified people doing their job. What am I gonna add? Nothing. Well, besides, there may be a question of self-esteem.
Of course.
You know, self-esteem, saying, no, there are better people doing this job. Or there's no reason for me to go and do whatever they're gonna do.
Do you think that the environment is essential or crucial to create that passion for youth? In volunteering?
Of course, the environment, the atmosphere is very essential. If you create an environment full of teamwork, full of cooperation, that will make young people definitely interested and make them get out of their cocoon they are trapped in. You know, young people nowadays, talking about me also, I'm a young man. Young people are trapped inside a cocoon, inside a virtual world with video games and all that video series and internet. We need to create something that drives them, makes them go out of that cocoon and be really productive in society and do any kind of a volunteer work.
Sara, from this point, do you think that there is an atmosphere encouraging youth for volunteering? Does it still there a little bit of atmosphere?
Personally, I find the atmosphere in my school, my family, and my association. So I think that if young people want to find an atmosphere, we'll find it.
Great, Sara. So you think that the atmosphere is a crucial and important fact that should be here we're talking about volunteer work and the comfortable and the youth should feel that they are at their ease when they're working in charity or something like that. Well, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked for Bilel. What makes youth disinterested in volunteering? Why young people think that I'm not really interested in volunteer work? Why? Why is that?
I think that people are not
interested.
Are not interested in volunteer work because probably they cannot select a table to organize their lives so that punctuated the time dedicated to volunteer work.
Well. We're here now, our first song dedicated to our dear listeners. Hear the word Michael Jackson.
Think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children so that they know it's a better world for them and think if they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, we stop existing and start living. Then it feels that always love's enough, always growing. Make a better world, make a better world. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were conceiving will reveal a joyful face. And the one we once believed will shine again in grace. Then why keep straining when this earth crucify its soul? Though it's plain to see this world is heavenly, be God's love. Let it fly so high, let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. This get there. If you care enough for the living, make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people around. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people around. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people around. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
Back again and with our dear guest Bilel and Sara. My question for you this time, Bilel. Do you think that people, when they have a long-term commitment in the volunteer work, they're gonna fed up, and they're gonna, oh my gosh, I don't like to be in that way, you know.
Yes.
A very, very long commitment. I don't have time.
I see your point, yes.
Yeah.
I think people are definitely scared of long-term commitment, whether it is volunteer work or whether it is even in relationships, in marriage. People are really scared of commitment, really scared of relationships. They're scared of responsibilities. So they want to avoid commitment by all costs, by all their best, because, as they said, well, it's true. Commitment, or a long-term commitment, whether it is in volunteer work or in any other field, it requires some responsibility. That's why, again, that's exactly what people are afraid of. That's exactly what people are avoiding.
Don't you think that long-term commitment has beneficial side?
Sure.
Yeah, skills, learning skills, learning.
Sure.
I don't know. What do you think?
Sure, long-term commitment is definitely very beneficial. It may be a great experience for in your life. You may meet new people. You may you're gonna make all new friendships. You're gonna these kinds of commitments are definitely beneficial. People have to realize the importance of these kinds of volunteer work, this committed volunteer work, because it's really, as I said, it's really beneficial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. I'm gonna ask the same question for Sara. Do you think, Sara, long commitment, when youth have this long period have all this. I know that that would be maybe for youth that would be stressful for them. Do you think that?
Yes, of course, because when the period will be long, people will feel fed up, and the motivation will decrease. And
but at the same time, don't you think that they're going to learn a lot of things? They're going to have a lot of experiences. They're going to meet a lot of people, connections. They maybe in that period they're seeking some jobs, and they may have a job. Don't you think so?
Maybe, but I think that the majority likes to just help or integrate for a little period, and then change their
opinion, maybe
their opinions. They will interest in another thing, I think.
Okay.
Okay, Sara. So, do you think that volunteering is a responsibility, and why people, or let me say youth, try to avoid this responsibility?
I think that it's a real responsibility, because youth must become a time working hard and sacrifice. So it won't be easy to be engaged.
Is it really a sacrifice?
Yes.
Do you think that youth have to sacrifice? Sacrifice what?
Sometimes you find yourself obliged to move, to travel, to stay awake for long hours. So
yeah, but sometimes it's a pleasure. Don't you think so?
Exactly.
It's kind of pleasure having
bringing the joy to people.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I think
you're gonna feel very good about yourself. You're gonna achieve that self-fulfillment.
I think it's not a kind of sacrifice, right? What do you think?
But for persons who loves and who admire this work or this
charity,
it will be easy. But for others who
they don't have
who find
themselves
obliged to participate, they will look it as a sacrifice.
Are there some youth that they are obliged to do some volunteer work? Do you think that exists in Tunisia? Do you think so? Are they obliged to do some volunteer work in Tunisia? Does this exist among youth?
I have an example. In the camp resident in Chusha, there are many young people do participate in their charity work just to have a job with an association with. So they look at it as a sacrifice.
It's beneficial, I think, more than a sacrifice. That's why we were talking about Bilel. We said that you can. There are a lot of beneficial.
Yes.
We let you enjoy now with Raif's songs, with you, Chris Brown cover.
Allahu, I need Allahu, with our hearts all over the world tonight. So there's hearts all over the world tonight. What can I do? I need Allahu, with our hearts all over the world tonight. So there's hearts all over the world tonight. Wish I was smarter when I was younger, found something better, maybe a winner, and I'm so glad to be yours. It's my life that you own, and I start my journey when you forgive me. Swear my whole world stops, you are in my heart, and I'm so glad that it's fine. You are one truly kind, and you like me, feel it through and through. And for sure you'll be, there ain't nothing you can't do. Cause if I got you, I don't need money, I don't need cars, Lord, you're my and Lord, I'm into you, my Lord. No one else will do. With every test you put me through, the miracles there's hearts all over the world tonight with the love of their life. Who feels what I feel when I'm with you, with you, with you, with you, yeah. Man, with you, with you, with you, with you, walking. Whoa, I don't want nobody else. Without you, there's no one left. And Master of Judgment Day, I gotta have your love, I cannot do without. If I got you, I don't need money, I don't need cars, Lord, you're my all. Oh, I'm into you, my Lord. No one else will do. With every test you put me through, the miracles you helped me do. With you, with you, with you, with you, yeah. Man, with you, with you, with you, with you, Rahim. Whoa, and I will never try to deny that you are my life. Cause if you ever let me go, I would die. So I won't run, I don't need another mission. I just need you as my vision. If I got you, I'll be straight. Rabbi, I need you every day. I need Allah with the hearts all over the world tonight. Say there's hearts all over the world tonight. What can I do? I need Allah with the hearts all over the world tonight. So there's hearts all over the world tonight. Rabbi اغفر لي فأنت الكريم واعفو يا ربي فأنت الرحيم. With you, with you, with you, with you, يا رحمن. With you, with you, with you, يا رحيم. I was younger, found something better, maybe a winner, and I'm so glad to be yours. It's my life that you own, and I start my journey when you forgive me. Swear my whole.
Okay, we move now from causes to solutions, trying to find or to figure out some solutions, encouraging youth or teenagers acting, volunteering. So for that, I'm going to ask.
I'm sorry, but sorry for interrupting, Ahmed. I would like to clear something. You know, I don't think like solutions. We are imposing solutions for youth. We're not. We're trying to find some, not solutions, for instance. We're talking here about helping or encouraging youth to be involved.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
to be involved. So I let you to talk, Bilel, about that. What do you think?
Yes, how can we attract, how can you make young people interested in volunteer work? Well, as I said before, you have to lure them out of their cocoon, their virtual life. You're gonna create that passion that makes them volunteer consistently in the future.
Sorry for interrupting you,
Yes,
Bilel. Who's responsible for that? For creating this passion?
I think the first responsible, the first party responsible for this is media.
Mm-hmm.
Media shares a great portion of the responsibility in this. Media should help create an atmosphere. An atmosphere, like I said before, full of a volunteer spirit, full of a teamwork spirit. No, the media is it has a great responsibility in this job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think that government is part of this?
Yes.
about raising awareness about volunteer work,
yes,
you know?
Yes, government can be part of this, yes, by creating some associations or some organization, or even creating some events, some,
Facilities, as you can say.
Yes, yes. I think this urging or attracting young people to not only young people, also adults also. I think it's it's a teamwork. It's a shared responsibility between government and non-governmental organizations. I think the both sides must cooperate to create an environment, an atmosphere full of a volunteer spirit.
Well, Sara, do you think that there is some facilities that can be offered to youth, trying to encourage them for volunteering?
Of course, I think first of all, the integration of the idea of voluntary work in the program since the early years of studying, it will be a good solution. As for the youth, as for the young people, should intensify aware.
You know, we have here a huge amount of youth, and most of them, you can say that they are studying in school. So, and I think that imposing some volunteering hours with studying, it will be better, so the students can act and can volunteer.
Oblige
and,
them?
Yeah.
Obliging them?
Yeah, it's a culture that must be integrated to these youth.
Yeah, maybe that would be in primary schools or
like in Japan, I've seen
Yes.
many videos talking about little kids in Japan, raising them on the idea of volunteering and bringing joy to needy. We need that here. We need that here.
It's a culture. It's a culture of people, as we said earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think,
Sure.
Bilel?
Yes, it's definitely culture. It is not only in Tunisia, it is worldwide. It's a world culture. I think we have to get inspired from countries that have succeeded in this field. I heard you talk about a study or something.
Yes.
I think we have to, as I said, to get inspired from the experiences in other countries, and learn from their own experience, and try to make our own experience in Tunisia or the Muslim Arab countries.
Yeah, we'll be talking later about the British study. I was searching for some points about volunteer work in Google. I found that the British study by the Institute for Volunteering Research identified 8 key interests of young volunteers. So this is a huge step that Western societies, that they got a lot of work to do and to involve actually volunteers. But before that, I'd like to ask Sara about your experience actually in volunteering. You had a very lovely experience in Ben Guerdane.
Then the same group worked about the production of a wall magazine to raise awareness about the need to preserve the environment. And we achieved this goal after 3 months. Then, when I moved to the secondary school, I improved my skills and I was a chief editor of the monthly magazine, in which it contains articles that encourages students to be volunteers.
What do you feel, what you felt actually about that after this campaign in your school?
It was a great feeling. I was so happy, and I tell my family, my friends, that it was really
enjoyable experience.
Yes.
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 Okay. What else?
Then I participated in the project of youth and citizenship, and it was really a great experience too.
Mm-hmm.
As I lived in a border city, youth group volunteered, organized tables of food for travelers in the month of Ramadan at the entrance of the city. So I really like this initiative, and I participated in the following campaign, which was for the fundraising for the camp residents of Shusha. Then I was a member of an association in which the members were youth. We collected donations that we sent to Gaza via convoy.
Great. Yeah,
that's very
absolutely
that's
great.
very interesting.
You participated in this campaign?
Yes, and it was really exceptional experience.
Yeah,
great
you
to hear
traveled
that.
to Gaza? You were there with Palestinians?
No, members of the associations went to Gaza, but we collected and we.
You collected money?
Yes.
A lot of things, I guess, besides...
Yes.
Yes, great. It was a very wonderful experience, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, from here, we're asking the people to move on and act to take off those barriers and borders imposed on Gaza.
Yeah,
Free Palestine.
of course, yes. Yeah. What else?
That's all, and volunteer work for me is a way of life and source that gives me a big charge of hope to continue achieving my goals.
Awesome. I think that you've been in contact with some Palestinians
Of course.
people. What they told you at that time.
Of course, last holiday, some people visit.
Came here.
Yes, came here, and we discussed many things. And really, it's a nice feeling.
Great, awesome, exactly. So moving now, I was talking about the British study that I...
Honestly, Sara, nice to hear that all of this from you. It was really...
Very impressive.
Yeah,
very
very
yeah,
impressive.
very impressive.
Thank you.
I have the same feeling as you, yes. So moving now to the British study by the institute that I was talking about, for volunteering research, identified 8 key interests of young volunteers.
That's heavy.
Yeah, dear guests, we're going to talk about these 8 key interests about how to involve youth in volunteering. So this study was made by, as I said, it's a British study, but I found it in a manual of Volunteer Canada. So the first point was about flexibility. And they meant by flexibility when young people seek choice and spontaneity, short-term and long-term opportunities, provide volunteer assignments that can be done after school on weekends or during school holidays. This is the first point. We're going to discuss it point by point. So we're going to start with Bilel. What do you think, Bilel?
Well, this is very interesting. This is this method of approaching volunteer work is very interesting. I think we can definitely get inspired by this experience. I think this is great.
Yeah, they actually had a great step in volunteering. You know, they had a lot of time, or I can say centuries of
centuries ahead of us.
Yeah, sure. Of course. They had a lot of experience about volunteer work, you know. They just, these 8 key interests, when I found it on the internet, I thought, oh my gosh, if we do that, or if organizations and associations do that in Tunisia, that would be great. And that crush, that iceberg, that of teenagers and youth in general way.
You know, I think that after talking about those 8 keys, also we can say that there is. I've seen a problem. You can say it's a major problem. You know, the way of seeing volunteering. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, on my way coming here, I've seen. On my way coming here, I've seen some volunteers cleaning streets. You know, honestly, it was amazing. But the problem was how the people was looking at them, how people was gazing at them. It wasn't right. You know, they kinds of was making laugh about them. It was kinds of strange. Honestly, I think that some must change their point of view about volunteering to move on.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yes. I totally agree with you. What do you think, Bilel?
I think I was really I was really shocked when you said people were laughing at them.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
You see, in Tunisia, we have a very a big problem that we have values are upside down.
Yeah,
you see,
mentality, I can say.
Yes, it's very bad mentality. We have to, if we want to move ahead, to move with our nation, we have to start changing these mentalities. There's these mentalities that make the volunteer work, the volunteer look like a fool, and mentality that makes a thief or whoever, a corrupt person,
like they're not stealing,
like a hero. Like
they give a hand to Tunisia. They give a hand to Tunisians. You can say that they're cleaning streets. That even tourists, when they come here, they will say, "Oh, this is a nice. Oh, those are youth working, volunteering."
Yeah,
but I don't understand why Tunisians have these kinds of look to volunteering. Honestly, this must be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
but do you think that change does come easily to many of us?
That's why
We've been talking about changing mentalities. Does this happen easily for us? How does this come?
That's why it should be a part of our culture and our tradition to avoid this.
I think changing this mentality is real. We need some generations. It's not just an update button or just a call you make.
Of course.
It requires a lot of work. Requires a lot of.
You know, I see that Tunisians have, not Tunisians, let me say, some youth have a barrier, you know, kinds of fearing of acting or doing something or giving something for free. All things are for money. Nothing. No. These values, as you said, Bilel, must be changed.
Exactly. Yes.
Of course. So back now to our 8 keys.
Okay, we'll listen now to First We Need Love, Zain Baki.
Peace be with you. My name is Zain Bika from South Africa. Our world knows too much pain, too much hatred, and too much suffering. And our condition will never change until we change what's within ourselves. So let's spark that change. First, we need the love.
Utando, masire, no tando. What we need is love. Utando, yeah, love, yeah.
as we sail across the sea of life. So much pain, warring divides. It's a shame we don't see how it can be. Oh, we need to smile at each other, wish for your brother, help one another. All we need is love. Oh, we need to honor our mother, shelter our sisters, all to existence. God's help will come from above, but first we need the love. All the games people playing now, feel the flames. Hatred devours, let's spark a change that's within all of us. Oh, we need to smile at each other, reach for your brother, help one another. All we need is love. Oh, we need to honor our mother, shelter our sisters, alter our existence. God's help will come from up above, but first we need the love.
I am in the birds, I am in the trees, from the brown branches to the green leaves. I'm colorful, spectrum infinite, I touch all, indiscriminate, free compassion and sentiment, limitless in my power to heal the hearts of men. But they're so forgetful, that's why I remind on the instrumentals. This life is a trial, can never let the test affect your smile. Reach for your brother, go the extra mile, kiss for your mother, hug your sister, let your wife.
We finish with the ways of encouraging volunteer or youth, actually, and teenagers of volunteer work. Bilel, what do you think?
Well, I think the way of encouraging volunteer work, at least when you're not able to do any volunteering yourself, a way to encourage it. For example, when you find some volunteers cleaning the street or helping the poor or any kind of volunteer work that's really helping society, you can encourage them. For example, you can buy them some refreshments, for example. You can, the aim of this move is just to make them feel. You have to revive the feeling of the spirit. You have to revive the spirit.
Solidarity also. We can talk about solidarity here.
Spirit. Yes, solidarity. Yes, you have to give them some good feedback. So they're this way they're gonna want to volunteer even more.
Exactly.
They're gonna feel already when you do a volunteer work by yourself, when you see that look on the person that you helped, or when you see the result, clean a street or whatever, by that itself will make you feel very good by yourself. With you supporting that feel, that will make them want to volunteer even more. I think this is a very simple move, but it can have a lot of meaning.
By the way, you've been talking about feedback.
Yes.
Do you think associations and organizations in Tunisia are concerned about that feedback, providing or offering the information for volunteer youth, actually, or teenagers?
Talking about this associations and organizations, I heard that there is a big number of associations and organization. I think it's about 16,000 organization and associations.
A huge number after the revolution.
We're not seeing any youth active in them.
Exactly. This is it. This is the problem, Bilel. What do you think? You think that this amount, this huge amount of associations,
honestly, I think that they need to find a way involving
youth.
Yeah, they can find a way. It's, as I said, it's a big number, 16,000. It's not even 1,000.
Yeah,
or
we have plenty of associations and our organizations, but we're not seeing youth active in any kind of civil society.
I don't know. By myself, I haven't done any volunteer work. Maybe someone with.
Why is that? Do you think that you don't have the time for that, or don't you have the passion for some activities?
I don't know. Maybe well, right now, I'm a bit. I didn't find anything that attracted me to do anything, any volunteer work. But I think when you're talking about these feedback and organizations, maybe someone with experience, like our guest here, can give better information about that.
Well, Sara, Tunisians are known, let me say, well known by their solidarity. So, how do you think that associations and organizations can wake up, let me say, this solidarity in Tunisians?
Look, I think that the huge number of associations was a kind of fashion, let's say. So they should look for solutions like encouraging youth and integrate them in this charity work by giving them gifts and
rewards, maybe.
Yes, and let them feel that they are they are important and active member in the society.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I heard a good word from you, to be an effective member in the society. Yeah.
Well, maybe Bilel, these volunteers, maybe especially in Tunisia, are looking for an efficient but informal environment. Maybe this, when you find kind people to do the charity or volunteer work, you feel very comfortable with that, and they'll be involved. Actually, don't you think so?
Yes. I think I think volunteer work can be a. I don't want to use the word contagious, because contagious for diseases, but I think definitely volunteer work can spread out in society easily. If you create that volunteer spirit, if you create that passion for, I think there are going to be definitely a lot more volunteers.
Exactly. Sarah, do you think that that youth in general way, or teenagers especially, they don't like actually to be overwhelmed with a lot of work and a lot of pressure and a lot of stuff to do when they are involved in organizations or some associations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but they should know that that volunteer work is really a source that produce self-worth and respect, and it's we find you can enjoy yourself by
even with a lot of work and with a lot of pressure. Do you think so?
But if you do something that you love it, so everything will be easy.
Okay. Well, we're gonna finish right now by very, very wonderful music. That I love this song. It's Meherzine song. It talks about freedom, which you enjoy, and I'd like to special thank for our dear guests Sara and Bilel And we really enjoyed this beautiful conversation, very beautiful company. Thank you all for coming. And
yes, thank you, Bilel, and thank you, Sara.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we let you enjoy the song of Meherzin, Freedom.
Gathered here with my family, my neighbors and my friends, standing firm together against oppression, holding hands. It doesn't matter where you're from, or if you're young, old, woman or man. We're here for the same reason, we want to take back our land. Oh God, thank you for giving us the strength to hold on. And now we're here together, calling you for freedom, freedom. You know you can hear our call. Oh, oh, we're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. You know you won't let us fall. Oh, oh, you know you're here with us. No more being prisoners in our homes, no more being afraid to talk. Our dream is just to be free, just to be free. Now when we've taken our first step towards a life of complete freedom, we can see our dream getting closer and closer. We're almost there. Oh God, thank you for giving us the strength to hold on. And now we're here together, calling you for freedom, freedom. You know you can hear our call. Oh, oh, we're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. You know you won't let us fall. Oh, oh, I can feel the pride in the air, and it makes me strong to see everyone standing together, holding hands in unity, shouting out loud, demanding the right for freedom. This is it, and we're not backing up. Oh God, we know you hear our call, and we're calling you for freedom, freedom. You know you can hear our call. Oh, oh, we're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. You know you won't let us fall. Oh, oh, we're calling for freedom, freedom. You know you can hear our call. Oh, oh, we're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. You know you won't let us fall. Oh, oh, you know you're here with us. Gathered here with my family, my neighbors and my friends, standing firm together against oppression, holding hands. It doesn't matter where you're from,